Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir. Where's
Back
the
again.
word? Where's the word, everybody? Back again.
Another good weekend of football.
Huh?
Another great weekend of football.
I wish I could say the same. I wish I could say the same. But,
I mean,
so it go. Ebbs and flows of the season.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We had an interesting, we had a 2 week break, right? We had the international week, or weekend, I guess you could say. Um, I think Germany lost to Japan in a friendly and then beat France.
Yeah, fire the
And
manager, then beat France.
hmm and then you had England drawing with Ukraine. Then they
Yeah,
beat Scotland. Harry Maguire doesn't stay far from the news. Yeah, man. But yeah, after week 5 of the English Premier League, we had some interesting results.
yeah.
None to say the least. Yours truly. We went the bed again, but it's so it go. We there to take our fire. We don't run it. We don't run it.
We have Arsenal, Newcastle fan in the comments here. He come out hot, pal. He come out hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. So let's go through the fixtures as we normally do, and
Yeah,
but again, more importantly, we want to make this thing not just about me and Brad just talking. We want everybody to give their opinion. So I'm gonna post as usual. I'm gonna post the link. If you guys want to join us, you guys can join us. Let me just post it here. 1 second. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pull up the fixtures. Add them here. We can start, bottom up as we always do, right? The Saturday game,
yeah.
early Saturday game, and then we can come to the game today. So I'm going to Brad. In the meantime, you can go ahead and talk about the first game of the weekend was the Newcastle Brentford game.
Yeah. Well, actually, the first
What?
one was Liverpool Wolves, 7:30 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And it was an early game, and it looked like Liverpool was still asleep in the first half. Trust me. Pedro Neto was running us all over the field. And Joe Gomez had a very rough time, but the players mentioned that Jurgen Klopp give them a so-called Fergie hair dryer at halftime.
Yeah.
And we look at it a little better. We make some subs,
Mm-hmm.
and we find a way, man. But Wolves are a very good team when it comes to building up the play, but when it comes to the finishing, they have issues. If they can sort that out, they'll do well.
But I saw they got a couple good chances against you guys.
Yeah.
Even in the what's his name there? The guy who played so good against United.
Neto.
Not Neto, man.
Cunha.
Cunha.
Yes,
Yeah,
Cunha,
Cunha.
yeah.
Yeah, this guy had some really good chances, and he didn't
Especially at 1-0.
he didn't take it. Yeah, but when you play teams like Liverpool and those teams, when you go up one, you have to take your chances and try to put them under pressure. 2-0, possibly make them chase the game. Make it kind of harder for them. But Liverpool came back in the second half. I think you had a hat trick of. Well, I see that they give the last one as their own goal, but I think Fowler was involved in that as well, right?
Yeah, it's deflected effort, but ultimately a solid assist nonetheless.
Yeah.
Nunes make an impact when he came on as well.
And what do you think? You think Nunes coming off the bench is a better?
I prefer him starting, but I understand why. This week he get back from South America like first day. He didn't really train. But most weeks I would want to see him in the starting lineup. Even when he's not scoring, he causing problems. He running in behind, he's stretching teams. You need that.
Yeah, Nunes seems to be a phone in most teams' side that you guys play against. So I expect him at some point for Klopp to draft him into the starting lineup. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Wolves, again, maybe you can say unlucky, but again, like you say, if you don't take your chances, sometimes you find yourself ruining that. By the way, everybody, before we continue, so if anybody want to call in, we have the this QR code right there on the top left hand corner. You can just scan that. They will let you into the lobby and they will let you in so you can share your views. Obviously, it's a family show, and I dare to take my blows because when it's time for me to pass my talk, I will give talk. So I dare to give my blow, take my blows. So it go. Anyway, the next game of the weekend we had was Crystal Palace Villa, and Villa started the season very good, very very good. Villa, apart
Yeah,
from the Newcastle game that they lost the first weekend, they're looking good.
this one was tough on Palace, man. They lead for a very large part of the game and just fall apart late.
Yeah, you had Leon Bailey on the score sheet. You had Douglas Lewis on the score sheet.
That John Duran goal was a very nice goal as well.
And really, you have all those goals within the last from the 87th minute. Basically, wow, late goals to try to win that game there for Villa.
Yeah, a lot of fans
But
complain at the time, but it's within the rules now.
The time is not there for one setting. Yeah, the time there for everybody. It's the same scenario I've always said. Like, to make a correlation to cricket, you play cricket and fellas saying, well, it feels small on one side. It's small for both sides. Small for one side. So the boundary is small. The boundary is small for everybody.
Exactly.
Because when one set of fans benefit from, extra time, they don't complain.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Teams just have to get it done.
Yep. All right. So next game we had was Fulham Luton. You had Carlos Vinicius with a goal in the 65th minute.
Yeah.
Has Luton scored a goal? I don't think Luton has scored a goal for the year.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
They haven't won a game. I didn't see this game.
Yeah, I didn't see this game either. But 1-0. I mean, good win for Fulham. Those are the kind of games that teams like Fulham and them have to win. Have to try and build up some points.
Yeah.
Fulham did really well last year as well. So, see how it goes for them this season. Then the next game we had, people can't wait for us to get to this game there, boy. And I have plenty to say about that game, but we'll keep going in the fixtures and then we'll come back to it.
Man United
lost,
aka Comedy Central.
Comedy Central. United lost at home to Brighton, and it seemed like Brighton is just the team that is, United is just the lava bowl. We beat United in there, basically. You had the old United boy Danny Welbeck scoring in the 20th minute. I would say against the run of play because when that game started, United was kind of hot. But again, like you say, same thing with Wolves. If you don't take your chances, you can't win games. And United got a couple chances early in the game, didn't capitalize, and then from time basically Brighton scored the goal. They basically just controlled the rest of the half.
Yeah.
Came back in the second half and, just basically, control the possession. They kind of forced United to play into their hands.
Yeah, United generally don't respond well to going down a goal under Ten Hag. There were some comebacks under the previous regime under Ole, but these days they seem to very easily get their heads down, man.
Yeah, I mean, you had the game against Forest where they went down 2-0. The only thing I would say, the difference in that Forest, when they went down, they still maybe had some belief because it's Forest, but Brighton just a different level,
Different level.
So, so when they go down to Brighton, I didn't feel like the team responded. But I have some more thoughts on that. We'll get back to that. But anyway, like I said, the code is on the QR code there is on the top left. If you guys have something to say, call us. We'll let you guys share your piece. Let me look in the chat there and see what fella's saying there. Question to you, where's Carol? I don't know that, my brother.
Yeah.
The man can't make it. Well, he'll be back, man. He'll be back.
You'll get his fire, don't worry. Yeah.
All right, the next game, we're going to go into Spurs Sheffield, but Spurs won that game late.
Yeah, that was a wild one, man.
Yeah, and by 2 late goals again. Richarlison finally on the score sheet for Spurs in the Premier League.
Yeah, and then assist.
And then you had
in Sheffield, man. The man, at that time of the game, you're supposed to lock it down. The man trying to play out from the back. They just play into Spurs' hands, the home crowd hands.
And that only the first time Sheffield doing that this year. They did the same nonsense against City.
Yep.
When they had City on the ropes a little bit and trying to play away from the back, being too cute and allow City to come back into the game. Big win for Spurs. Spurs is another team that started the season hot.
Yeah.
They're on fire. Looks like the players out there have responded very well to the new manager.
Yeah, so far.
The guy that nobody wanted, Madison, balling out of control.
Yep.
So, we'll see how it goes. A long season. Still have 43 games to go, but again, you have to try and take every point you can get in that Premier League there. Like we don't always say, that Premier League not pop.
Yeah, man. Wins breed confidence, and the more you win, the more you score, is the more you get that feeling.
Yep. Next game we had was City West Ham. I thought West Ham could have done a good job at kind of keeping City, making the game tighter. But City, as usual, City has so much quality. Even without Kevin De Bruyne, City just keep on rolling. I think that's 5 out of 5 for them, right?
Yep. Somebody have to stop them because they will go that season undefeated if somebody will come there and get serious.
Well, I mean, Simon Jordan seems to think that Arsenal will win the league. To be honest, I mean, I just don't want to see City win the league 5 times in a row, or whatever it is. I just find like that would be like, I don't know, man. We talk about the Premier League being one of the most competitive leagues in the world. To have one team winning it back to back like that,
it would definitely be a farmers league. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else win.
Yeah, honestly, I need somebody else to challenge, man. It's not going to be my team this year for sure. Maybe not in the next 5 years.
For sure.
Maybe not in the next 5 years the way we go in there, but I need somebody else to step up. You had the young guy Doku on the score sheet.
Yeah, that man is a menace. Doku. Pace for days, dribbling. City pay a lot for him, but impact.
No, but City don't pay as much as we pay for Anthony. And again, when you look at the recruitment, sometimes it's like you have to just shake your head because you have all these young guys. No, don't get me wrong. I always say, a young guy coming into a team with a team of winners, a team of veterans, is a little bit easier than coming into a team where, lacking confidence and, lacking leadership and things like that. But at the very least, I feel like, guys have to have effort, and if you, and that's one thing with Pep, that's one thing with Klopp, they demand that hard work, no matter how talented you are, you have to work hard.
Even the David Silvas of when Pep come to City, Silva was kind of more in his twilight years, and he was still pressing in the midfield, harassing players, tackling. Everybody expected to do their job.
Everybody have to do their job, and you don't do your job. I mean, look at what happened with Cancelo. Nobody up to today, nobody don't know. I'm sure people in the club know, but the public don't have any real idea as to what happened between Pep and Cancelo. And Cancelo was balling for City.
Yep.
And Pep just got rid of him.
Yep.
Instantly. So again, these are some of the things that you're looking at. As a fan of football, sports on a whole, guys are getting paid a lot of money to play the game that they say that they love. And then, guys don't put in the effort. I'll get back to that in United game, but let's keep on going there.
I still have a lot to say about that game, but we'll go for the results.
Oh, yes. Yeah, man. James Ward-Prowse on the score sheet again. Starting the season, very good.
I hope Southgate was watching.
Southgate watching, but Rio save it for him, he retired. I find that a little too far, but I mean, at the same time, I would understand if Ward-Prowse and them fell away because, I mean the man I'm playing so good.
For the friendlies, I would be okay. But if he take guys like, what's his name, Phillips to the Euros, having not played any minutes for this season, I would remove myself from selection for Southgate until a new manager come in there.
Yep. Because sometimes I just don't understand. I don't understand the thinking. But anyway, you had Newcastle and Brentford. This was a tough game. I watched this game. This was a tough game, close game. But to me, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like a dodgy call on that penalty there. I feel like, if you're looking at it technically, it was a penalty, yes. But
Yeah,
I find for Brentford to lose a game, that tight game there against a Newcastle team, on that kind of thing, they'll be disappointed. I mean, they played a decent game against Newcastle there.
but it's a tough team to play against,
But yeah, Brentford.
Even without Tony, they're resilient.
And imagine that, right? Brentford without Tony, the guys, I have to say, the two forward guys that they have, Mbuemo and I think other guy named they really step up, it's Tony not being there. I think Tony back in training this week, I think.
Yeah. They were in the storm.
Yeah. So I mean, this was Saturday. Newcastle looking good to start the season as well. They have won a lot of the games and looking tight defensively.
Yeah.
They went into Sunday. You had the ball fest 0-0.
Boy,
I don't know why I click on that. Why I click on that for?
That is thing to put people to sleep.
Chelsea didn't look very good at all. Chelsea, I don't know, man. They just, I mean, I could say they look better than United. I saw you how bad United look.
This might be one of the weakest teams in England right now.
Boy, I don't know. I mean,
weakest teams in the Premier League.
I tried to figure out where Chelsea gonna find goals from, bro. Like where they gonna find goals from?
Well, they're hoping for Nkunku come back in 3 months, he can score some goals.
Boy, Brad said, I don't believe Chelsea's a real team. Boy.
So it's bad, they create chances, half chances, but it's like it's so erratic. No real quality from there. The striker nervous, he's still new, he's still bedding in. Sterling is really the senior figure in that attack, and Sterling himself is not the most clinical of players.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's more a guy I feel like you want on the end of chances, man. He's not a guy. I mean, he played a couple. I think the second game of the season he played that really good game against Luton. I think it was second or third game of the season. But still, he's a guy you kind of want making the runs, in the box and thing. Leon LeBlanc, call us, man. Chelsea for life. Tell us what you think. The problem going on at Stamford Bridge, bro. We want to hear your opinion. So call in. Yeah. All right, so next game we had Arsenal-Everton. This was a tight game.
Yeah.
To start this game, the talking point was what? Was Arteta dropping the goalkeeper, changing the goalkeeper. Yeah, and Arteta came out after the game saying something about he thought about subbing the goalkeeper in a couple of games and he didn't do it, and I don't know, man. Maybe is Arteta thinking too much? Is he like
Arteta like to think he's a scientist. He's always talking some kind of high science. You know what I mean? You're a football coach, bro. Just coach the team. Always talking about some philosophical stuff. Like if you change the keeper because you want to keep on the keepers and them competing for their places, then that's that.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it personally. If a keeper do nothing wrong, you keep them there until he do something wrong, and then you can replace him.
I feel like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my level of confidence that is not there. But I feel like anytime I used to play sports and I didn't know where I stood, like it always bothered me. Like you playing cricket and like you don't know the captain wants you to bat number 3 or number 6. You don't know if you're gonna bowl. I just don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like as a sportsman, I take it to mean that you want to know where you stand. So Ramsdale start the season playing decent. You know what I'm saying? They winning games.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they just get dropped. Because the manager. I feel like Arteta have something good going there, and he risking, kind of blowing it up. Because especially something like your goalkeeper, I feel like your goalkeeper is somebody important. You want to give the person confidence. You know what I'm saying? They have to know the number one.
Yep. But, position anyway. Back 4 and keeper, you don't really want to be rotating those positions to the extent you can.
Yeah, and then you also had Trossard with a nice finish on that pass from Saka there. But I think I saw you guys having a conversation about the offside rule and stuff like that.
there was an offside on Nketiah, and I saw a lot of fans were saying, well, why was it offside? Because it come off of Everton player. But the rules say that if the Everton, if it deflect off somebody and the direction of the kick it wasn't intentional, it still counts as a pass from the Arsenal player. So if he was offside, he was offside at the time of the pass was played.
Yeah. I guess I could see both sides of the argument, but
Yeah,
you know, I from my understanding of the offside rule, if the ball is played and you are in offside position and then you benefit from basically from touching the ball when the ball is played, then regardless of what happened, you offside. That's how I understand it.
yeah.
That's why last year when that Rashford thing had happened, that was such a big thing because Rashford was offside when the ball was played.
Yeah.
So, it become a big thing. But they interpret the law differently at that point. But
yeah,
Arsenal still won the game, no harm, no foul. It is what it is.
Fortunately.
Let me see what the man saying in the chat there. Them rules in football are making no sense. How the ball can come off Everton player and cut the offside? Well, I mean,
the thing is, the rule saying that if the Everton player, if it deflect off him, it was not intentional pass by him, then it's still a pass from an Arsenal player. So that means if the player offside, then he offside.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean that's the rule. That's the rule. It's just.
But the funny thing is, if you hit a shot in the box and it's not on target, but it deflect off on a defending player and go in the goal, then it's an own goal from the defender, not a goal by you that kick the ball. So it's
interesting.
I guess offside is a different consideration.
Yeah. I mean, we maybe should talk about that a little bit, a little further in terms of trying to explain these things and kind of look at it. But
yeah,
that's the rules. That's the rules, and it is what it is. If Arsenal had lost that game based on that, I would not feel no way. So
Yeah.
The game this afternoon was Burnley and Nottingham Forest. I watched this game. Oh boy, you had the old Chelsea guy.
The Chelsea players are scoring when their team need goals.
Callum Hudson-Odoi with the goal, and it was a very nice goal by him, by the way. Very, very nice goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had this goal by Amdoni.
Yeah.
By Burnley, but Burnley also had a goal that was disallowed for handball. I don't know, man. I find like the referee and them. I understand why people outrage,
I don't mind it being applied consistently across the league, but it's not.
That is the problem. That is the problem because segue into United, we have our own issues. We have other issues apart from the referee. But when we played against Spurs, the man took the ball, Romero, hand was all up in the sky. They said no. They said no penalty.
Yeah.
And a situation happened this weekend there against in the Newcastle game, and I was watching that close from to see if they were gonna give that a pen. I mean, they didn't give it, but I just find it like sometimes like it down to interpretation on what the referee think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, why is the whole point of guys defending and kind of putting their hand behind their back? Some guys doing that to try and make sure that the ball don't hit their hand, and some guys still going up with their hand, kind of making their body bigger. So, they need to start flat out say, if you make your body bigger, it's a penalty, regardless of what, if the ball hits your hand. But I don't know.
They need to kind of get a few scenarios under the umbrella and decide what is the outcome, because different referees have different views and it causes inconsistencies. Refereeing decision can be different between relegation or top four. I mean, so they need to lock that down.
Yep. So to transition now, everybody wants to see what's going on with United. Everybody talk about United. Again, I tell all you, I can talk about United all the whole night, but I want to hear what all you think. Even our rivals, give us all your opinion. Call us. Put it in the chat. Let us know what all you think. So I'll give all my 2 cents. So we started. We saw United for the preseason. They looked fairly good for again the game against Arsenal. Whatever plan Ten Hag had, he was using that young kid, and this guy got injured, Meno. And I cannot imagine that Ten Hag was going into a season banking on that kid to be the main person to get the team moving, because I cannot understand, to be honest, what Ten Hag is trying to do.
Same.
And I understand Gary Neville and them keep on saying about the Glazers and all them thing. And yes, when you own something, or you're the president or whatever, yes, ultimately the blame does fall on you when the thing is going upside down. But I think United fans have over the years complained about a lot in terms of what the Glazers are not doing. And yes, we agree they're not helping the club move forward off the field in terms of infrastructure and all these different things. And the executives and who making transfer decisions and all these things. But one thing people cannot see is that the Glazers have not put money into the team. They have spent a lot of money. They have paid a lot of salary. They have gotten the players that a lot of the fans wanted. They have gotten rid of coaches when the fans want to get rid of them. They have hired coaches when the fans want to hire coaches. And last year, Ten Hag came. And again, while I couldn't really see what he was trying to do, he managed to win a trophy. And he managed to finish third.
Yeah.
Now, last year you could see some glaring issues in the team. Even if he finished third, you could see some glaring issues in the team. Rashford had 30 goals, I think, last year. I think he was all top scorer. But I've been on Twitter and I've been seeing a lot of stuff, and they always say when you believe something, and sometimes when you see different facts, you have to listen to what the facts saying to maybe change your mind. And when I always said Rashford is not a very intelligent player. I've always said that. He doesn't use his head, right? He tries to play based on emotion. He doesn't try to involve his teammates. He thinks he can do everything on his own. But I watched Rashford in this game, bro. If I was a striker playing with a man, I mean, all you know, I play in Pro Cup with volume. My brother, I would get so frustrated playing with that guy.
Yep. We would fight.
Because, no, serious, because no point I see him get the ball and put his head up to say, okay, where is my striker? If I'm going to play a 1-2, if I'm going to play him into a space, if I'm going to, play the ball to his feet, Rashford gets the ball and his head just down, and he wants to dribble and he wants to beat free for man, run down a channel, lose the ball, and then the worst thing is do all of that and then stand up and watch somebody else go and get it back for him.
Yeah.
Like he's some kind of, he's God's gift to Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think United fans need to put a little pressure on Rashford to make him do better than that, because, bro, I watched the game there. It was terrible. It was terrible.
It has to start with the manager. The manager have to demand more from him. I mean, in modern football, you see in the most successful teams, the cities of the world, nobody in that team is a passenger. Nobody have the luxury like Ronaldo did back in the day to stand up and watch others defend. Everybody have to press, defend, track back. You see in the likes of Grealish, Bernardo Silva, all of them, they win it, and these are treble winners. So why does Marcus Rashford think that he should have a role in the team where you don't have to defend? Like the manager have to hold you accountable, and reports saying that players like Sancho feel like others getting preferential treatment. And the manager have favorites, and it looking like to be true because Marcus Rashford does not get subbed. No matter what he does.
Neither does Bruno Fernandes, for that matter.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, I see guys saying stuff. I don't know if I said something wrong, but I didn't say the Glazers didn't spend money. I said they spent a lot of money. And I'm not blaming the Glazers.
Mr. Francois made a comment that, man, you didn't have money to spend. So they were responding
to
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, the manager, to me, you come into a job and you could say, well, you want to stamp your authority, you want to, do whatever you want to do. And last year he did that. He did some things where he, like the Ronaldo situation, Rashford was like, what they said, 5 seconds late, he bench him, whatever. Like, but if that's what you're gonna be, then be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like as if this year, I don't know, he's brought in a lot of players that he's known, right? He brought in Anthony, he bring in Lisandro Martinez. He bring in this year, who we bring in again? It's interesting to me that we allowed Harry Kane to go to Bayern Munich, for about 100 mil, and we pay almost 80 mil for unproven striker. You're telling me that you couldn't.
Priority.
Yeah, you're you're telling me you couldn't okay, for example, like when West Ham came in for McTominay and Maguire, I was telling all you I wouldn't get rid of McTominay. But if McTominay doesn't really play for him, so he don't really want to play McTominay, so sell him, put that additional money and give Tottenham, 110 mil for Kane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that's what you feel that you need. You didn't do it. You sign a player, again, I've always, go ahead.
Fans saying that, even with the goalkeeping situation, the year wasn't the best, but he wasn't exactly the most pressing thing in the team that needed addressing. So they said they could have given him an additional year and use that 50-something million towards the striker.
Well, the thing is, the situation I see, right, is that they played at United for 12 years, and at one point he was a fax machine away from leaving us to go to Real Madrid. They also hold the club ransom for him to make a big contract, which I understand. He had to make his money. So, and the club did offer him a contract. He was the one who took a very long time to sign the contract. Yeah. So by the time he did come back, the club changed their mind. Whether we agree with that or not, at the end of the day, that is the club decision.
It's a genuine question to ask whether that was the best use of £55 million this summer to bring a new goalkeeper in.
Well, the thing is, if they don't believe it, if they're not thinking that De Gea is somebody that they're thinking they're going to want for the next 3, 4, 5 years, then to me it's best they get another goalkeeper. Regardless of regardless of who they wanted. Because they could have said, well, hey, we're gonna offer you a 2-year extension and then see where we at. But maybe De Gea didn't want to sign a 2-year contract. Maybe he wanted a 3 or 4-year contract. I mean, we don't know all the details behind those things. You know what I'm saying?
And it's salary too.
So, but again, I think in any situation, and Brad, you're right. It's too much drama going on in the club. Too much drama. It's like so much. Every day is like a different story. It's either this person with like Anthony, not even there. He fighting some assault thing, and then you had Greenwood. Greenwood, by the way, made his debut in La Liga this weekend. Forget Getafe, whatever the name is.
Yeah,
Getafe, and you had all them drama. You have Sancho. Yeah, Sancho refusing to apologize, and you have basically Ten Hag have him training by himself. What are you going to do? Have him train by himself for the rest of the season? Like, that doesn't make sense. You guys sit down.
This is Man United's highest paid player before Rashford new contract. If you're not playing, you say in the media you're not trained where it is that. If your intention is to sell him, why would that team want to give you a lot of money for him when all of these negative things piling up about him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel as if like the club is.
It's comedy central, to put it simply.
Yeah, when you listen to a lot of the like when you listen to City players talk, and you listen to Real Madrid, and them teams in their locker room have leaders, and they have guys who are not going to tolerate nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And the coach cannot do everything because the coach are not with the players every minute of the day. You need leaders within the team. And a guy like Rashford, to be honest, after he's been, and Mourinho said it, 3-4 years ago. Rashford is not a kid. He's 25. He's been playing at the top level for 7, 8, maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
At this point, he should be like one of the main players at United that anybody who signed there, anybody who's playing there, looking up to, looking at his work ethic, looking at his effort, looking at, his professionalism, I don't think I've heard anybody complain about Bruno Fernandes, apart from him crying and stuff on the pitch. But somebody made a good point and said, if we have Bruno Fernandes and Rashford in a team, for us to be like, challenging at the top end of the league is going to be difficult because those guys, Bruno Fernandes is a good player, but he's not. I mean, he gives the ball away a lot, like as his scouting report had said.
They need coaching, man. These players cannot be left to their own devices. They based on the way they play, they need coaching. They need guidance. But Brad make a good point in the comments there. He say after the Man you get 7, he might just play the same set of players in the following game. And he do that again this season after the Wolves game? Terrible format.
Yeah.
He played the same set of players against Tottenham. I just checking, like I know you want players to redeem themselves and show a response, but as he mentioned with Sancho, you have standards. And if players fail to meet those standards, you have to show them that it's not good enough and put them on the bench.
And this is what I don't understand. A club as big as United, you have an academy. I looking at the young guy who came on the Hannibal. Every time I see this guy come on the field, the man gives in 100%. Yep. You know, he tackling, he running, he doing everything. And it's like, I understand. I looking at it from Sancho's standpoint. I sure this is what Sancho looking at. Sancho looking at, well, hey, you saying that I'm not training well, you saying that I'm not playing well, but you have Anthony in the, yes, Anthony working hard, but ever tried something different? Try something different. You know, you use Sancho in a different way. Try and play to the player's strength.
Yeah.
You know, you Sancho not the guy that go on the wing and whip balls in like David Beckham. That is not his game.
Yeah.
He's a guy that want to play entry. So maybe you try Bruno on the right side in a game and play Sancho in the number 10 and see how it looks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Try something different. But
I really cannot believe Ten Hag coach Anthony. And I was watching TalkSport today and Goldstein was making a point, and he's saying he don't believe that the Glazers will intervene in a transfer and say, I don't think we should get this player, we should get that player. I think the only Glazers' involvement would be like, that's too much money. But as far as players being identified, I don't think Glazers get involved. I cannot believe Ten Hag coach Anthony in Holland and sanction a $90 million purchase for him in England after seeing him close up at Ajax. Because as much as he's working hard and he have the potential and stuff, he's just so limited in terms of his feet. He cannot cross the ball. And Ten Hag documented as saying he like right wingers with that left footed and stuff. But it's like, I just not seeing the production from these wingers to justify these price tags.
But the thing is, Brad, which is what I'm saying. Ten Hag, to me, a manager is can either, like Pep will come in and Pep will, like what Pep did with Joe Hart. I don't want you. You're not my type of player. You're gone. End of conversation. You bring in Claudio Bravo. Claudio Bravo is not working out. You're gone. If you have the ability for you to do that, most managers, that's what they would want, to buy the players that they want to buy. But a lot of managers don't have that to do that, right? They have to work with what they have. And I think a good manager is able to identify the players he has, the type of players he has, and put those players in a position for them to play to the best of their ability, right? Yeah. We have wingers, for example, Rashford, the best thing Rashford is good at is get the ball early to him if you have one-on-one defender and let him run at the defender. That is how he plays his best. Meanwhile, we will work the ball up the field, slow. Luke Shaw will walk the ball up to Rashford and put it in his foot, stand up right in front of him, and then Rashford cannot do nothing with the ball. Every time Rashford gets the ball one-on-one with somebody, he takes them on, something happens. He might make the wrong decision, but something happens. So why don't we try to get these players to play where they're stronger? I do not understand it. I don't understand it. You have what's his name? Sancho again. Sancho didn't turn out to be a bad player. All of a sudden he come to United. He's not a bad player. I honestly feel the same way about Lukaku when Lukaku was there. Because if you look at it, any striker we have signed since, let's say, Robin van Persie, none of them have scored a lot of goals. None of them. And we have had Zlatan, we have had Cavani. They don't get service. You watching Erling Haaland, and everybody say how much goals Erling Haaland scored. But how many chances Haaland getting in a game?
You see how many of his goals is one touch, tap ins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look at how many goals Sterling was scoring when he was playing for City. Tap ins. Chances, bro. You play to the best of the ability of the players that you have. I feel like Ten Hag, I honestly, at this point, 5 games into the season, to me, Ten Hag right now, the jury is out. Honestly. Because I just feel like as if I don't see after a year, a whole preseason, buying players that you want, coming in. I don't see what exactly it is he's trying to do. And the players that he has, even if a lot of them are limited, I don't feel like the team puts them in the best position for them to play to the best of their ability. You understand?
And again, the first point is the goalkeeper. They spend the money, but like your most pressing need was a striker. United fans disagree with me. They watch your team more than me, but I don't feel like swapping Fred for Mount was advancing the team in any direction to improve that midfield. To me, Fred was okay. You know what you get in Fred, you use him in a certain way, win the ball back, pressing in the midfield. I don't understand why they would go and spend 55 million on Mount and sell Fred for peanuts. Get an unproven striker, and it's like the squad don't really improve, and they spend a lot of money over the summer.
I see Brad in his corners laughing and saying the jury out on Ten Hag. Brad, the jury have to be out, Brad, because the whole point I'm making there is that I don't see between last year and this year. Everybody say how you want to play pass out from the play out from the back and this and that and that. I watched the whole preseason. I watched last year. I watched the whole preseason. I watched every game so far. Onana there, he giving the ball to the defenders. But if I watch a ball, the man give a Lindelof a ball. And love play the ball back for him. I said, what are you seeing there? Bro, it's madness, man. To me, if them players are being coached, if they're being coached, to play a particular way, then it's blocked in their head because it's not going in their head. I don't understand.
It's all well and good if you get rid of players like Fred and you bring in a Frankie de Jong, you bring in a genuinely world class or great player. Now you get rid of Fred and bring Mount. Just get a world class striker in there, and then from there you can see how you can tailor the team to suit their needs.
No, the thing is, I thought again, and I don't know. I mean, Bruno Fernandes has played a lot of minutes. I honestly thought Mount was coming, and he wanted to kind of use Mount almost as a Bruno, as kind of 1A, 1B, and then I always had the assumption that they were going to sign another midfielder, which happened to sign Amrabat. But it surprised me that it takes so long to sign Amrabat. I mean, there were rumors that, Fiorentina only wanted like 25 mil or something like that for him. I guess United didn't want to or couldn't just cough up the money, so they signed him on loan. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really thought that he was bringing Mount in as almost like a Bruno substitute, so like two players in that number 10 role, because Bruno plays a lot of minutes. He plays a lot of minutes.
We watching the team there, and I mean, I'm not a coach. Ten Hag is much more knowledgeable about football coaching. But I can tell you, I don't know much about football like compared to this. But I can tell you, Casemiro will struggle in a midfield with Mount and Bruno. I could tell you that before I see a game. He doesn't have the legs as like a younger player. So if you have a team that controlling the ball and have possession, then Casemiro can thrive. But when you concede possession like that, and the man has to keep tracking back and them kind of thing without the legs, you're asking for trouble. So I don't know how these managers don't see those things.
Yep. I mean, I don't know, man. It's there's many things happening at the club, and I guess that's why people like Gary Neville and them keep making the comments and saying, "Well, it's down to the Glazers, But I don't know. I mean, everything at the club is a joke right now. Everything. They from the Glazers saying that they want to sell the team to, right now, cannot win a game, So I don't know, man. Right now, Onana has conceded so many goals already for his season. I even lose count.
Well, I think they say Onana faced like 12 shots and concede 8 goals.
Yep.
And that last one, Brighton scored there. Like, why wouldn't you dive with one hand? Why are you diving with two hands?
That one, we have a joke going. They would have saved that. They would have definitely saved that.
They would have saved that for sure. Even the cut back. And the shot for the second goal, like when them thing near the hair food, he just get them if his food. I don't know.
That one there was a little thing, because I feel like Pascal Gross could have hit the ball like left or right, and he hit it hard and low. So that one was a little tough. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I feel like we have, and then plus we have a bigger problem now where we have so many players that are injured right now, and we play in Bayern Munich this week, I think, in the Champions League. No trouble.
Oh boy.
Can go into passes and on us.
The funny thing, these are the games where they just go and put up performance, get a draw or something, and then come back in the league and stink up the joint.
I don't know. Man. I feel like can go into show us what we missing there. We'll see.
We have another team I want to touch on there. Ted Bowley's boys, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Ted Bowley by Chelsea maybe like last year, April or May or so, or May, June.
Yeah, about yeah.
Let's just say a little over a year you have ownership of the club, and they have spent over $1 billion in transfers. And the message now is that January they need to buy more players. It's just crazy to me. It's wild to me. Why would you spend $1 billion? Your most pressing need before you spend that money was a striker. You never buy a striker. You buy Jackson. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they still need more. I mean, it's crazy. You can't buy a goal. Can't win a game.
But what happened? Well, this is what I don't understand, What happened to coaching? Like, people don't coach people anymore. Everybody does it. Every time a problem happens, you just buy.
When you look at Chelsea's squad, Sterling is the only player in that team who have played in the Premier League consistently and have experience in the Premier League. You cannot change 25 players in that team in 1 year and expect a coach to come in and make a cohesive unit out of them. It's gonna take a while. I know Poch working with players that have 2 free games in the Premier League total.
I mean, even Caicedo and them guys. Caicedo only have like 30 something games or 40 games in the Premier League.
Season in the Premier League.
One season.
Modric.
I mean, Modric.
But good for Chelsea, you don't know why? Because they like to go and buy players they see other clubs interested in, and they Arsenal wanted Modric, and they blow them out of the water. Same thing they do for Caicedo. Although I feel Liverpool pull their pants down on that one.
Boy, I don't know, man. I feel like what happened to coaching? Like, no more coaching, And then the big problem there is, right? I feel like in the league overall and sports overall and in society overall, is nobody has patience anymore.
Nope.
Nobody has patience to you start a new job, you don't know anything. People come to you like you've been a veteran that been running a program forever and you're supposed to know everything. And if you cannot answer every question, people say you're incompetent and you this and you that. Same scenario in sports.
Yeah.
You have a coach coming in. I mean, even Ten Hag, year and whatever, he had a good season last year, you could see. Maybe he's going to have a tough season this year. But will United, if let's say he's not performing well, will United persist with him? I don't think so. That's not how football is going nowadays.
I feel like if he don't make Champions League this year, if they fall to like a 6 or 7, they get rid of him. But I'll tell you where Chelsea problem start. Chelsea had Lampard in place, and they had a transfer ban, and they were using the players like Mount and Tammy Abraham, and they get fourth, and they go and they splurge. Werner, Lukaku, all these kind of guys, and that was where their problem start. They should have persisted that approach, get players in the key positions they need to improve and go that way. When they change 25 players in that team, half of them fellas, they never play in the Premier League. Them and don't even know each other. Most people watch their Chelsea team sheet, and even Chelsea fans can't even tell you who some of them players are. Some of them I never hear of. I never know any team. Never play.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, man. This isn't young. This isn't obvious. You'll have it ebbs and flows, and we'll see how it goes. But the thing is, when the season starts, it's hot and heavy, and whatever issues you're having, you're gonna have to figure it out
on the fly.
You haven't got stop and reset. So everybody have to organize themselves. I mean, but to be honest, you were right all the time, and so far you've been proved to be right. I don't see anybody stopping City, man.
Yeah,
because City
I do think when it comes to Chelsea and Man U, I think Chelsea, if they get their players back, they will have a better chance of figuring it out because they have a lot of players injured. But when the likes of Caicedo and then they have like a couple strikers injured, when the man come back, I feel Poch will sort it out. But Ten Hag need more players. I don't know where you can get them from.
Well, I mean, apparently is a bank will be loaning players nowadays, so we have to see what's going on.
You see why Frankie de Jong didn't want to come? He sees comments are going on there.
Well, the thing is, Frankie de Jong didn't come. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can do about that. But I just feel like as if, we signed Casemiro, and again, if Ten Hag want to play a particular way, let's say you want to play possession-based football or whatever you want to play, then you cannot tell me that you want to play possession. Frankie de Jong wasn't the only player that could play that way.
But that's the thing. That's what fans complain about. They say you don't get Frankie, instead of going for another player of that mold, you take the stopgap in Casemiro, pay a lot of money for him, pay him a lot, and he over 30. So now in 2 years now, you're looking for a Casemiro replacement when you're supposed to be building other positions.
I mean, you can look at it and say, well, if Casemiro had 2 proper midfielders that could run and keep the ball, then he would be just fine.
Yeah, Herrera would have been a good player to play next to him.
Yeah, I mean, again, but I think the problem there. I feel like Ten Hag have, and any United player, any United coach, I feel like have that problem where he cannot depend on his top four consistently getting goals.
Yeah.
So you feel like as if he cannot just put, Casemiro and another defensive-minded midfielder in the midfield and kind of tell them, listen, work in the defense, show that up, and let the attacking players do their thing. It's like because he ain't getting goals from the striker, he ain't getting goals from right wing. The only two threats we have is Rashford, when he make up his mind to play properly, and Bruno Fernandes. That is it. So if you stop them two fellas there, United don't do nothing. That's the bottom line. So Ten Hag feel like he have to try to put a Mason Mount, a different player that can maybe get a few goals. But the problem is it killing us on the defensive end. So, but again, apart from all of that, bro, the effort. I mean, I see guys losing the ball and guys just strolling and just jogging
back.
It's like it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Premier League games like that.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. In a Premier League.
When United start the game, the intensity they start the game, if I say to myself, they cannot sustain that, and eventually Brighton will take over. And it always happens. Brighton is Brighton, aside from City, is the best possession team in the league, They will wear you down, and they have and Brighton lose Caicedo, they lose. Or was the one that goes Spurs?
Man, I forgot his name.
I don't remember his name. He goes Spurs copies.
Yeah.
They lose McAllister to us. The man lose all their good players, and the system just keep churning.
The system keep on churning. Yep. Yep. I mean, it is what it is, man. We'll see. This weekend. Let me see what the fixtures looking like for this weekend coming up.
Yeah.
We have Champions League this week.
CL in the week as well.
We have Champions League this week. Let me check out the fixtures for the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Let me just see here.
My pick of the lot is Man U Bayern versus Man U. I want to see that one there.
Boy. All right, let me see the fixtures for the Premier League coming up. All right, let me share that.
Yeah, Liverpool have a tough one coming up this week.
Yeah, Saturday we have Fulham, Crystal Palace, Luton Wolves, City Forest, Brentford Everton, Burnley United. That's Burnley first win for the season.
That's an away game, all in trouble there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but I tell you already, Burnley first win for the season. Arsenal Spurs. Oh, that's a big game Sunday morning, 9:00 Sunday morning. Arsenal Spurs.
Oh, this weekend, London Derby. This weekend,
London Derby. Yep.
Oh boy.
Brighton, Bournemouth. Then you have Chelsea, Villa. Oh, Villa. That's a win for Villa at Old Stamford Bridge. You have Liverpool, West Ham, Sheffield United, Newcastle. All right, that's some good games this weekend. But no, I mean none other. This is the biggest game for the weekend. Arsenal Spurs, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's a big game. Spurs on fire, Arsenal on fire. So something gotta give, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I wanted to show we haven't talked about it for like a while. Let's go over it. Talk the thing sports league, man. Fantasy league. Let's see what the table's saying so far.
Jordan on top, boy. Jordan leading the charge.
Boy, Jordan, leading the charge. Bring it up, leading the league by 16 points.
Yes, I.
Dylan Augustine, Chad Ferreira, Kerril top 4, boy, better than United.
I like Man United there. Yeah, don't in the dumps in that table.
You have body there, number 5, Damian Sorrento. Fox, I see you, dog. Okay, I bring up the top 10. Not too bad.
I know we're near.
Let me see how they're looking like for the next.
Number 22. Out of it.
Yeah, number 22.
Yeah.
Nah, man. But remember, them points not so far apart. I mean, look at it. I 10.
Yeah.
I only like of you, one good week.
I feel I'll triple captain Haaland against Forest this weekend.
Boy.
See what I can do.
Haaland will get some goals. Haaland, that man scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
And we have, the great Francois. So, Francois, you have to step up your game, my brother. Come on now.
Francois a week late, so he need to keep up.
Oh, yeah, a week late. All right. You're not doing too bad then if you're a week late. Not too far behind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it of the Ting League so far. Let me see. Nothing for cup yet. All right. I want you to look at the Champions League fixtures real quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure who playing this. I know, man, you're playing Bayern. I don't know. Newcastle in a group of death there.
So yeah, talking about that, that is the last year we're gonna have these, this type of we're going to have this type of thing format for the Champions League. The format changes next year.
Yeah.
So that I think they will say that that's gonna be the last group of death.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday, September 19th. Let's see what we're looking at. My internet's slow, Papa. I'm going on there. All right. So we have Milan Newcastle. This is gonna be a good game.
Wow. Yeah.
Milan Newcastle. You have Paris Saint-Germain playing Dortmund.
Yeah, that's another good game.
Yeah, City always getting them cushion in the group. I don't know. City
always gets that easy group, but listen,
always getting easy.
You win your league and you put yourself in pot one. You give yourself a chance to get these type of groups.
I guess so. Let me see what the rest of the games looking at. Wednesday, we have big game there against a team that talking like they're a big team, but you're not a big team. Coach, they do it.
Yeah.
You're right. Against Bayern. Arsenal PSV. This is gonna be a good game. I think the last time Arsenal played PSV,
that's gonna be a walk in the park. That'll be a walk in the park for Arsenal.
You don't think didn't PSV beat them the last time they played?
I'm not sure.
A couple years ago, I think they played in the Europa League.
Maybe maybe it might have been 14 as well, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I'll deal with that.
Okay, and then the next weekend you have that's October 3rd. Okay, so these are the games for match day 1. So the two biggest games I would say are three biggest games: Milan Newcastle, Paris Dortmund, and United Bayern for this.
Yeah.
For this Champions League week.
My prediction for the Bayern game is 3-1 to Bayern.
Bro, I don't know. If we defend in the way we defend in there, I see us getting a 3 or 4 easy. Trust me.
If you put regular up against the Bayern wingers, problems.
But that's what we have. The rest of our players injured.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. That's all we have.
Anyway, injured. So
Wan-Bissaka injured. Shaw injured. So we'll see. But anyway, fellas, you guys commented a lot in the chat, but we want you guys to call in, man. We want to hear you guys.
The next show,
give us all your.
We're gonna get Brad on the show the next show to give his thoughts.
Yeah, man. Call in, man. Give us all your thoughts and and all the feelings.
And we'll have Kerrill back to take his fire.
Boy, Kerrill, the one checking Kerrill disappear.
Yeah.
Jordan already don't tell us last time we start good and United start taking blues and we disappear. So don't worry. Even if it's me alone that have to come there, I'll come me alone and take my blues. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Anyway, everybody, already. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at the end of next week. And again, don't forget to like our video on YouTube, please. It will really help us kind of grow the page. Recommend the videos and stuff to new people who maybe want to follow the football. And I know we call ourselves Top the Thing Sports. We talk a lot of football. I do want to talk more cricket, but we have to kind of build. Let's build the things first, and see how it's going. But yeah. But anyway, everybody have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.